Live from KSAT 12. The 6 o'clock news starts right now.
He was fired for sharing a controversial poem. Now San Antonio's former poet laureate is suing the city.
Neftali De Leon was fired as poet laureate about a year ago because the city said that poem was against city values. De Leon said he wasn't ready to talk about that with us until now. He tells our Daniela Ibarra that he stands by his comments.
Muchas gracias a todos por estar aquí.
After growing up as a migrant farm worker, becoming San Antonio's poet laureate is something Neftali De Leon didn't take for granted.
It was a great honor.
The honor only lasted 4 months.
What has this past year been like for you?
A horrible nightmare, very hard to survive.
In August of 2023, De Leon shared this poem on Facebook. He says it was in the context of honoring a fellow Chicano writer-activist who died. But some people say 2 words in it are racist and offensive.
It's a very ancient, venerable word that belongs to the Aztec Nahuatl community, which is our roots in our background. It is our heritage. It is our legacy as a people.
So do you stand by sharing that poem?
Oh, very definitely, of course.
De Leon says the city called him and gave him 2 options: resign or be terminated. His attorney, Casey Norman, believes this firing was a violation of De Leon's First Amendment right, a breach of contract, and defamatory. It's why they filed suit in federal court.
I think the case is really indicative of this rising trend of cancel culture, which is especially dangerous for free speech when it's the government you're talking about who's wielding it.
What would you say to those people who are offended by the fact that you shared a poem using this word?
That they have allowed a different and foreign culture to ours to toxify their mind, their soul, their spirit. That we have allowed certain people, not everybody obviously, have allowed our language to be perverted.
Daniela Ibarra, KSAT 12 News.
We reached out to the city and they sent us a statement saying they have not been served with that lawsuit yet. They say the city's Department of Arts and Culture is committed to championing policies that empower a just, inclusive, and equitable city. The city also says it will vigorously defend these policies in court.
And new information tonight at 6. A judge today ordering the city of Uvalde to release records related to the Robb Elementary shooting. Court records show the judge says that it has to happen within the next 20 days. That includes everything from police body cam footage, 911 calls, and emails and texts. Last month, that same judge ordered the Uvalde School District and the Uvalde County Sheriff's Office to release their own documents. Earlier today, we reported that the Uvalde School District Board voted to appeal the district court decision. The board actually just discussed the ruling in executive session. Court records filed in the last 2 weeks show both the district and the sheriff's office intend to appeal that decision, but have not formally done so yet.
The man accused in that deadly Hayes CISD bus crash that killed 2 people has formally been indicted by the Bastrop County District Attorney's Office. 42-year-old Jerry Hernandez is facing 2 counts of manslaughter and 2 counts of criminally negligent homicide. You might remember back in March, Hernandez was driving a concrete truck when he swerved into a Hayes CISD school bus along State Highway 21. 5-year-old Ulysses Rodriguez Montoya and UTSA student Ryan Wallace were both killed. Wallace was driving behind the bus when it crashed. State troopers said that Hernandez admitted to smoking marijuana and using cocaine before only sleeping 3 hours and then driving the concrete truck the morning it crashed.
The San Antonio police tonight asking for your help finding a woman who's been missing for almost a month now. 32-year-old Jeannie Chavez, last seen on July 15th on Agadir Avenue, not far from West Summit Avenue. That's on the near north side. According to SAPD, Chavez has tattoos on her arms, neck, back, ankles, and chest. She has black hair, brown eyes. If you have any information on where she might be, call SAPD at the number on your screen, 210-207-7660. Yesterday, we told you about how County Judge Peter Sakai and San Antonio Mayor Ron Nirenberg signed a letter saying there are plans to build a downtown baseball park for the Missions by 2028. Tonight, we're hearing from people who live near the current stadium. Right now, the Missions play at Nelson Wolff Stadium, just off Highway 90. Earlier today, we spoke with people who live near the stadium, and it's safe to say they don't want to see the team leave the Wolff.
It does break my heart because that has always been part of the tradition. Every time the fireworks come out, everybody comes out together and huddles, and we all watch the fireworks as a neighborhood, and it's beautiful.
Now we want to hear from you. Right now on KSAT.com, we have a poll asking, do you support moving the Missions Ball Club downtown? And in the early going, the overwhelming majority saying they don't. So far, nearly 200 people have voted. 70% say no. 30% have voted yes. The voting will remain open throughout the evening, and we'll have more results tomorrow on GMSA.
Walk me through how this memorial drive got set up.
So, because of you, honestly.
We first told you the story of Mike Gallegos Jr. last month. He was a 16-year-old Stevens High School student who died battling leukemia.
His family determined to put together a blood drive in his honor, and our Avery Everett was there today when it finally happened.
We'll forever be heartbroken, but at least we can keep his name up high.
A heavy day for the Gallegos family, but it's one that's filled with hope.
Tons of friends and family have showed support.
Wednesday, they helped run a blood drive to honor their son, Mike Gallegos Jr.
We've seen multiple kids pass due to cancer, my son being one of them.
He died battling leukemia just a couple of weeks ago. He was only 16.
He went through a lot in a short period of time.
My grandson was the love of my life.
In the heartache of losing Mike, this family has come together to care for other cancer patients and drive in blood donations with the story of their son.
We're making it happen.
One donation can save up to 3 lives. Even I'm doing it. Blood donation needs across the country right now are critical.
We are at an emergency level right now.
South Texas Blood and Tissue says blood supply across San Antonio and the United States is strained, and more than a quarter of blood supply is used by patients battling cancer.
And the need's still there.
That's why the Gallegos family says they're focused on getting donations.
Give them a chance to live. Hopefully they can beat it. You know, not all of them can beat it, but it does kill. It does. So that's why we're here today.
Honoring Mike and making a difference. Avery Everett, KSAT 12 News.
Saving lives in Mike's honor. You didn't get a chance to donate today. South Texas Blood and Tissue Center has open appointments regularly. The next blood drive at Stevens High School is set for September 10th.
Mike's family came and took a tour of the station.
Yeah.
Great group of people.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah, glad that they're doing something so wonderful in his name. All right. Let's look at something not so wonderful. Triple digits out there right now. That's the air temperature, not the feels like temperature, right?
Yeah, feels like temperature is up to 107, 108, even officially in San Antonio. And look at the high temperatures today. 109 Cotulla, 109 Carrizo Springs, Del Rio 109, and that tied a record for the day in Del Rio. Even New Braunfels and Austin making it to 102. Only a few locations, a few parts of the hill country were just below triple digits. So 97 is the average this time of year. The record high 105, no surprise, set last summer when we shattered so many heat records. 101 right now with the dew point is 67. And that makes it feel like we're up to 106. So the humidity's sticking around even in the afternoon. We'll talk about the temperature trend, even the longer term, and an update on the tropics in just a bit.
All right, thank you, Adam. Let's check out traffic right now. Let's go to I-35 in San Marcos, and you can see what looks like a stalled vehicle up against the median there in the middle. You see the vehicle there. Traffic is still moving at a pretty brisk pace, actually, but it's something to be aware of if you're at 35 in San Marcos.
We are less than 13 weeks away from the general election, and tonight we're continuing Your Voice South Texas.
Episode 2 of our new series, which spotlights you, the people, and the issues you care about, takes us to Seguin. Our Stephania Jimenez is live in studio with us right now with the preview. Stephania?
So I'm so excited that we're getting to continue this series and going out there and talking to people tonight. We continue our listening tour. We visited the people in Seguin and we asked them what they want to change, how they plan to vote in this November, and also why. We met everyone at Pecan Town Books and Brews. If you haven't gone there yet, it's a great place. It's a bookstore/cafe that also happens to serve as an unofficial community center. People with a range of political opinions go there. They share ideas. No judgment. We spoke with 2 women who disagree on politics, but do agree on their friendship. Are you comfortable telling me who you think you're going to vote for?
Well, I'm going to vote Democrat, so.
Okay.
Yes.
And
I'm a Republican. But between me and her, we love each other and we care for each other. But we don't go there because our friendship is more important.
You just heard from Rose and Diana, but they did go there with us. Scan right here for episode 2 of Your Voice South Texas. You're going to hear from Diana, Rose, and more people in Seguin who are very, very independent. Chances are you're going to agree with one of them or the other people that we spoke with. Just a reminder, episode 2 of Your Voice South Texas is available for you to watch right now. It's on our website, and episode 1, which featured us in Uvalde, is also on our website. Steve, Myra?
Thank you, Steph. Happening tomorrow, it is Doc Talk. Scan this QR code, type a medical question, any health question that you would like to ask a doctor. A doctor will be here at KSAT to answer it live. Doc Talk airs every Thursday on the news at 6:30.
All right, now we're going to head out of town. This week, KSAT Explains is hitting the road. Take a look. We're at the beach, but to talk bacteria, it's not exactly fun in the sun, but every summer you see that headline about fecal bacteria off the Texas coast. What you need to know to help you decide whether to wade in, and just how big of a deal is that really to our health? What we found out while we were here in Galveston. KSAT Explains is coming up.
And after the break, a San Antonio food business, a finalist for a statewide competition. Up next, a look at the humble beginnings of Hess Street Foods.
But first, let's take a look outside with live cam right now. There is a glimmer of hope for rain. Meteorologist Adam Caskey will tell us when. Coming up next. If you like the taste of chorizo, then this story is for you. A San Antonio area business owner is one of the top 10 finalists for the 11th annual Quest for Texas Best competition.
He's got my vote just from looking at all that food. The winner gets a cash prize and a chance at having their items placed on H-E-B shelves. Patty Santos tells us how Hess Street Foods started decades ago from Coahuila and actually made it to a home near San Pedro Springs Park.
Hi, my name is Maria Flores, and I'm the owner of Hess Street Foods.
This is the story of a chorizo paste recipe, and it started way back with grandmother Licha from San Buena, Coahuila, Mexico.
That town is known for their chorizo and their flour tortillas, the best in Mexico.
Just a few years ago, Flores put that flavor in a bottle.
What I tell people, Patty, is when you open this jar, you open a door into my abuelita's kitchen. This is what it used to smell like all the time, because she was a chorizo maker. So you open it and
oh yeah. The family recipe is simple and natural. Ancho peppers, garlic, and
we use 5 different spices, but I'm not gonna tell you what they are. It's the secret.
Grandma's secret. In her kitchen, she showed us how to put the flavors into action.
Grab some of you, I'm gonna say half a jar of the paste.
Add a little paste into the protein of your choice. Then add the flavor to some fresh cream, pico de gallo, and ta-da! Chorizo flavored nachos. How about a Mexican flavored pizza?
It's about togetherness. It's about inviting your kids to have fun with you in the kitchen, exploring new flavors.
Or a healthy snack with some chorizo flavor.
We're gonna make chorizo hummus, but no meat, so still vegan.
The business is a tribute to her grandparents who had an American dream when they temporarily moved to Hess Street here in San Antonio.
50 years after that story, all this is happening. And so I cannot help but think, hey, Grandpa and Grandma, can you see this? You did it. You did it.
Patty Santos, KSAT 12 News.
I love that. Secret family recipe?
Yes.
So many options. You and I were excited about the chorizo flavored hummus.
Yeah.
The hummus. Ooh, that'd be good.
The chorizo flavored nachos, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, pretty much all of it.
Right there. And it hits right at dinner time. So, you know, maybe that's why we're especially.
And I love that she's keeping the tradition alive. That's about, it's a great aspect to it.
I hope H-E-B picks that particular jar of flavoring, because that's what I'm going for.
And that's one thing I love about HEB is that they do pick some of those local flavors.
Absolutely.
That's what they do. They pull from, the Texas moppin' sauce is what I like to use on my ribs when I sauce them.
Good to know.
Yeah, a little more of a mustard vinegar base. All right, let's get right to what's important, and that's keeping cool. check out Cash, keeping it cool, splooting in the pool. Oh, that's a good position to be in right here. Cash, we all don't blame you. I bet he's doing that every day.
Should be our new official KSAT dog, I think.
I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Cash, you've been anointed.
Yeah.
KSAT K9. Yeah. You've been anointed.
Although Biggie yesterday was also pretty good.
Biggie was good. Yeah. Biggie was good too. I mean, maybe we should run a vote, right? A poll. 13 triple-digit days so far this year. Today was our 13th. By this time last year, we were at 42, and this time 2 years ago, 56. So it's hot, but let's keep a little perspective here that it's nothing like the past couple of summers. And we average about 18 triple-digit days a year. We're going to keep tallying them up, anywhere from 100 to 102 officially in San Antonio, but keep in mind that means even hotter closer to the Rio Grande, 105 to 109 for their high temperatures. And even in the long range, this is from the Climate Prediction Center, and all the way out to 8 to 14 days, we're expecting the above average temperatures here in Texas. This is the likelihood of being above or below average, and we have a pretty strong likelihood of being above average in our neck of the woods. Upper level high, the Big Blue H, still parked overhead, influencing our weather, the primary influence. Now, Friday, it will allow a weak little cool front to drop into Texas, giving us a glimmer of hope for rain. But by and large, we're looking at a sunny, dry pattern with the Big Blue H dominating, the dry high dominating our weather pattern, which we had a good break from in July, and now it has returned. Now, Friday, we've got that 20% chance. I do want to point out, there is the potential that 20% could rise. We just want to see how this weak cool front responds and how the showers and storms develop even further to the north to see if we should boost those chances. But right now it's at 20% chance for Friday. And again, very weak boundary dropping in Friday afternoon and evening, especially to our north, some widely separated showers and storms, but even locally we could see a little bit of action pop up. So cross your fingers that we'll be able to boost those chances, but right now it's not looking all that promising. We were watching this little cluster of storms in the Caribbean to potentially become the next tropical system. That has been downgraded to a 0% chance now of becoming our next tropical system. And overall, it's very quiet out in the tropics, and there's not a wave out there that shows potential for development within the next 5 to 7 days. But I do want to point out the dust. You can see the dust way out over the Atlantic, closer to Africa. We'll take a look at the computer model simulation of this, but the satellite imagery really shows that next thick plume. It's going to stay away from us for the time being, but we'll get into that model data coming up at 6:45. Warm and humid, 79 in the morning, 95 by noon, 102 the high. That's here in town. Uvalde 106, Eagle Pass 107 tomorrow. We are all feeling the heat with those heat index values at times up to 106 to 107. Another update on Debbie at 6:45.
All right, we'll see you then. Thanks, Adam.
All right, so the Spurs, are they just going to run kind of like a 4-guard system, like 4 guards in Wemby? They have a lot of guards.
They do. They have a very crowded guard room now that they have signed Malachi Flynn from the Pistons. We'll have the details for you on him coming up. Plus, the Silver Boot is staying in Houston. Astros win 2 straight after dropping their series opener with the Rangers. That and much more coming up right after the break. The San Antonio Spurs acquired another guard today, signing Malachi Flynn from Detroit. The 26-year-old free agent reportedly agreed to a 1-year non-guaranteed deal with the Silver and Black, so he'll have some work to do. Flynn played in New York, Toronto, and Detroit last season. With the Pistons, Flynn averaged 8 points in 14 minutes per game, highlighted by a career-high 50-point performance in April against the Hawks. The The Houston Texans are a few days removed from the Hall of Fame game against the Bears that was terminated in the second half due to weather. Now, of course, an extra game means more opportunity for the bubble players to make their case. Like at running back, Houston has two rookies, Jawar Jordan and British Brooks, trying to climb up the depth chart. So how detrimental was it that that game was cut short?
With the rookies, the two rookie running backs, I know it sucks that the game was canceled, but it was an extra game. So I don't think they've lost out on their opportunities to showcase what they had. I've actually seen them this week actually get better in practice. Right, from my perspective, I think they've done a much better job. They needed that game exposure to see what it really takes. They got that exposure, and now they were able to get better and build on what they did in the game. They built on that in practice.
All right, moving on, the Texas State football team could have a high-powered offense again in 2024, but to win the Sun Belt Championship, they'll need their defense to take a leap. Nick Mantis has more in San Marcos.
One of the biggest headlines for this Texas State football program this offseason has been the quarterback position and mainly the offense, which almost acts like a distraction because nobody's talking about the defense. It not only reloaded with talented linebackers and defensive linemen in the transfer portal, it also got more comfortable with newly promoted defensive coordinator Dexter McCoyle Sr.
It's actually been great for the defense having someone who most returning players are real familiar with has helped us tremendously in year two. A lot of guys knowing Coach Dex. He's been with a couple of guys from UIW who came over with the new staff, and this is his second year here just as well as his mine. So him being the next hire made it a lot comfortable out there, and it makes it a lot more fluent for everybody, just to trust in him for this fall.
I think me and Dex we've been together for a long time, and then I think our time in the NFL is just a different game than college. So some of our experiences, kind of cross in the way we think about things. And so I think we'll be able to be, different in that area as far as not just strictly living in what I would call like nickel personnel with the 4-2-5.
Well, no matter the formation, this Bobcats defense knows that after giving up over 400 yards and being the third worst defense in the Sun Belt Conference last year, that's not going to cut it this year. In San Marcos, Nick Mantis, back to you.
Thank you, Nick. All right, series finale in Arlington between rivals Houston and Texas. The Silver Boot stays with the Astros for the 8th straight year as Houston wins 6-4. We'll have the highlights tonight on the night. Be a great game and a thrilling series.
All right. Thank you, Mary.
Coming up next here at 6 o'clock, KSAT Explains hits the road. We're headed to Galveston, where we wanted to know why we see those headlines every summer about fecal bacteria off the Texas coast. Where does it come from? What's the real risk? KSAT Explains is next. Today, KSAT Explains takes us to the beach. Every summer, you see that headline about fecal bacteria off the Texas coast. Well, how does it end up in the water? What do you really need to know before you wade in? KSAT Explains came to Galveston to find out.
Our day at the beach started out with a drive.
So is this when you normally start sample collections?
8 o'clock, yes, ma'am.
8 o'clock.
We rode along with a team as they collect samples of ocean water to test for fecal bacteria.
So how often do you do the sample collection?
So we are weekly from March through mid-October, and then every other week during the off-season, during the wintertime.
John Burns collects water samples from 55 sites across Galveston County, filling these small bottles about 100 milliliters or a little over 3 ounces from each site.
So we go out, go down about elbow depth, come back up with the water, cap it. That's the basics of it. So
okay, let's do it.
All right. My biggest thing is just to make sure that we're getting out to the proper depth, which is about 2 feet. You can go from like knee deep to neck deep pretty quick on a bad day.
So what's the next step?
Put it in the ice chest.
Then drive it back to the Galveston County Health Department, where it's picked up by a third-party lab, put into another cooler, and driven 2 hours away to be tested at East Tex Labs. We followed along.
So what we're testing for is Enterococcus,
AKA fecal bacteria. The water samples are diluted first.
We call it shake and bake, because you just add this in, shake it up, and then you incubate it. So we're going to pour this in here. It's going to fill all this up. There's small and large wells.
The Sample Plus solution is incubated for 24 hours.
The bacteria come along, they'll metabolize this, and when they metabolize this, it releases a fluorescent chemical compound. So that's how we actually see the end results of the test. So basically we would count up how many small and how many large wells are fluorescing.
Oh, I can already see some. The more neon you see, the more bacteria in that sample.
We see the most elevated results after rain, because there's a lot of runoff, because whatever's been on the grounds, now nature's flushing it out.
The test results are reported to the Texas General Land Office, which runs the program Texas Beach Watch. It's what all of this, from sample collecting to lab handoffs to testing, is part of.
If it has hair, fur, or feathers, in essence, that animal's contributing to fecal loading in the environment.
That's where the state believes most of the fecal bacteria in coastal waters comes from: animals.
The majority of that sampling has resulted in identifying seagulls and canine as the most significant culprits, followed up by smaller amounts from humans.
Texas Beach Watch tests water samples from beaches all along the Gulf Coast. The coastal zone is an area even larger. It's any land close enough to the coast to affect water quality. The coastal zone stretches 18 counties, from Jefferson County to Cameron County, roughly 14,000 square miles.
If it goes on the ground, it flows down.
But we can't blame only animals. There are around 250 wastewater treatment plants in the coastal zone, plus 50,000 septic systems. And sometimes things break.
There are failures in the system that could be happening. Usually when those are identified, those are fixed very quickly.
If test results show high bacteria levels, the state issues an advisory.
And what that means is the Enterococcus level is greater than 104 colony-forming units per 100 milliliters.
That's the threshold set by the Environmental Protection Agency. But you don't have to remember that very sciencey number. Just think of a stoplight instead.
When a beach advisory is listed at a particular site, the site icon turns from green to red. When it's red, that threshold of 104 colonies has been exceeded.
All of that information is online at texasbeachwatch.com. You can see if there's an advisory, what the bacteria levels are, and even the number of advisories for a particular location within the last year. It can help you decide whether you want to wade in.
There's a lot of beach. We're, I think, 25, 26 miles long, so just because there's a high sample on the seawall doesn't mean the west end has high samples or vice versa.
It's very rare when we have multiple sites together, all with an advisory posted.
A state-issued advisory won't shut down a beach. That's left up to local jurisdictions. The state says bacteria levels in the water tend to be highest in March, June, and September. Why?
We're still looking into that.
So here's another question. What happens if you're exposed to fecal bacteria in the water? We came back to SA and went to University Hospital to find out.
The most common infections people are going to run into is from ingesting the water. Even if you aren't aware of drinking the water, it can get into your mouth, and you can have most commonly gastrointestinal illnesses like nausea, vomiting, diarrhea.
There's a higher concern for people who are immunocompromised, pregnant women, or people with a cut or an open wound, even a new piercing.
But if you do go in the water, make sure you cover it with a waterproof bandage to keep yourself protected there. The other thing you can do is make sure you wash your hands before you eat. A lot of times we go in the ocean water and then we eat food, but if you wash your hands afterwards or use alcohol-based hand rub to keep your hands clean before you eat, that's another way to try and reduce your risk.
There are some things we can all do to try to keep this bacteria out of the water in the first place. Pick up pet poo and pick up after yourself, too.
What do seagulls love on the beach? They love your food, and they love to come and mess with your picnic and harass you. And so keeping your food away from the seagulls, not feeding the seagulls, will help to not concentrate their dispersal of bacteria on the beach itself as well. Each one of us plays a role, and we have some level of responsibility.
So it's not pleasant to think about that when you're going to the beach. I know. But hopefully that answered some questions, and at least that's being monitored. You can look online, you can decide where you want to go, kind of weigh your own risk.
Yeah, that's definitely something you might want to check before you decide to go to the coast.
Yeah, I've checked it. We go to Galveston as a family, so I've checked out different spots. And
yeah.
I mean, Corpus Christi, all that entire stretch of what they call the coastal zone, you can find readings there.
I was actually thinking of the river in Paris, the Seine River, and all the I mean, it's the same, basically the same level testing they're doing there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty similar.
Yeah. I think I'd take Galveston over the river in
I thought for sure you were going to tell me that story stinks.
I was going to say some puns, but I thought that wouldn't be right.
Oh, now's the time you hold back.
Yeah, I'm holding back on this one.
Okay, if you want to check out this episode or any of our KSAT Explains coverage, we cover a wide variety of topics. Scan this QR code that will take you to KSAT.com. You can also find KSAT Explains on the KSAT YouTube page and the KSAT Plus app.
You know, I'm just keeping it down low. I felt like that was my duty.
There it is.
We'll be right back.
There it is.
Around America, tax credit claims for green home upgrades exceeding government projections last year. That's according to data released from the U.S. Treasury Department. Taxpayers claimed more than $8 billion in credits for making climate-friendly upgrades to their homes under the Inflation Reduction Act. The 2022 law includes multiple tax credits for rebates for energy-efficient residential improvements like solar panels, heat pumps, and related green projects. Households that installed solar panels claimed just over $5,000 in tax credits each.
A new wildfire is burning in California. The Crozier fire broke out early this morning in El Dorado County. You can see a large area there up in flames near Slate Mountain. That's about an hour outside of San Francisco. The heavy plumes of smoke could be seen for miles. That fire had burned at least 67 acres by 7 a.m. How much of it is contained, that's unclear at this time, but firefighters are working hard to keep that fire from spreading. It's also unclear what started all of this. An evacuation order is in place in the area until further notice.
Tracking Tropical Storm Debbie, the slow-moving storm, taking aim at the Carolinas after claiming at least 6 lives when it first made landfall as a Category 1 hurricane. 2 of those victims, by the way, were children.
ABC News meteorologist Samara Theodore has been moving north with this storm. She's in Charleston, South Carolina now, where flooding remains a major concern.
Officials say Debbie could be a once-in-a-thousand-year storm. The storm is slowly moving back toward the Carolinas, where it's expected to make a second landfall tonight. Conditions deteriorating in South Carolina. The Ireland Creek and Waterboro flooding businesses. Despite the storm, people headed to the sand on Wrightsville Beach, North Carolina this morning.
I thought it would be exciting to come down and see it happen for real.
But with the rough surf, most people stayed out of the water.
So far, so good. It's been a little bit windy. The weather's been good, though. Nobody at the hotel.
North Carolina's governor deploying more than 350 soldiers and airmen from the National Guard and swift water rescue teams.
We expect this storm to continue its slow, gradual approach, bringing multiple days of heavy rainfall and the potential for widespread and even severe flash flooding.
Debbie could gain a little more strength, bringing with it a rare high risk for flash flooding for much of the Carolinas, including Myrtle Beach, where shelves at this gas station are completely empty.
I'm really nervous about it because I don't know what she's going to do.
It's not just people affected by the storm. About 24 dogs from animal shelters in South Carolina made the trip north overnight, arriving at a shelter in Salem, Massachusetts.
Debbie is expected to push further inland here in Charleston and then crawl up the eastern seaboard through states like North Carolina, Virginia. The remnants making their way into the northeast by Friday, prompting concerns for flooding. Samara Theodore, ABC News, Charleston, South Carolina.
Back here at home, we got plenty of heat. We know that. But Adam, I also know you've been keeping tabs of just how much rain has fallen so far because of Debbie.
Yeah, and the highest rain gauge report I've seen is over 19 inches of rain in Florida. And this is mainly in that Big Bend area, but inland. And you look at some of the rainfall estimates by Doppler radar, and they're on the order of a foot to about 1.5 feet of rainfall, especially where you see these really bright white spots from Savannah to Charleston and even parts of Florida from the heavy rainfall with Debbie. We actually have a glimmer of hope for rain. We'll get to that along with the big plume of dust and where that's headed in just a bit.
All right, just another indicator of how you know it's August in South Texas when we're getting excited about a glimmer of a chance of rain.
hey, we've got a 20% chance to talk about. But I will say that could rise a little bit, okay? And that's actually coming to us Friday afternoon and Friday evening. There is a little glimmer of hope. And often this time of year, we talk about the dust, the African dust, Saharan dust, technically called the Saharan air layer that comes in every year from Africa, from the Saharan desert. And you see not the white on the satellite imagery, that's clouds. The white's clouds, but underneath that, this brown area that you see there way out in the Atlantic, that's the next big plume of dust. And this is a computer-generated way of looking at it. You can see it even more clearly here. That's going to be heading westward. However, I don't anticipate that thicker plume to really impact us and to make it here within the foreseeable future. One reason, of course, we have the upper level high and its counterclockwise circulation shielding us from some of that dust. So don't expect any of that really hazy dust anytime soon, at least within the next 5 to 7 days. Upper level heat high, it's in charge. So we're going to continue our trend of triple digits and even beyond the next 7 days. I mean, we're talking August 15 to even the 21st. Conditions favor above average temperatures, and our average high is 97, and that's the hottest average high we have all year long. And so get used to this trend. But let's talk about that glimmer of hope. Just a little glimmer so far. But hey, it's 20% chance on Friday, and that's in the afternoon and evening. There's the potential that that could rise a little bit. So that's really the next thing we're watching closely, and we'll keep you updated on. Here's Tropical Storm Debbie. It moved offshore yesterday, re-strengthened a little bit, still some max sustained winds up to 60 miles per hour, but it's not the wind that's the story with this. It's the rain, of course. You saw the story earlier from ABC, and as it slowly moves northward at 3 miles per hour, it's going to finally get whisked away in the upper level flow. A big trough is coming in from the Great Lakes. That's going to pick it up and finally get it moving out of the mid-Atlantic and the southeast. But that's going to be over the next couple of days. It's still going to take some time. So an additional 7 inches or more is possible. Parts of South and North Carolina in particular, even stretching up into Virginia. You get into the Appalachians and then the Blue Ridge. When that rain is coming in against the mountains, gets that orographic lift, and it enhances that rainfall for those areas. So that could be some flash flooding for them. Around here, we've got that small potential. Now, the better rain is likely North Texas and Oklahoma, but we still could get in on a little bit of that action, and that's what we're hoping for, crossing our fingers for Friday, because there's potential we could be boosting those rain chances. Otherwise, guess what? It's sunny and hot. 102 the high temperature tomorrow. That's here in San Antonio. But Del Rio 108, Carrizo Springs 108, Cotulla 107. This is the kind of weather that when you go out to your vehicle and it's on the blacktop or even the concrete, you turn it on and it says 115 outside because it's on that warm ground. It's just that time of year. But the actual air temperature just above 100.
It's all hot.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's all hot.
Thanks, Adam.
From rail car to reef. We'll tell you about it coming up in the buzz.
In the buzz today, what was once used to carry passengers around the Atlanta area is now being repurposed like this. Take a look at a decommissioned rail car that is many feet deep in the Atlantic Ocean. It's kind of hard to make out there because all these fish have made it home now. The Metropolitan Atlanta Rapid Transit Authority says 2 of its old rail cars are gradually developing into reef habitats for marine wildlife.
From subway to submerged. Actually, I don't know if they run underground. But anyway, 7 months ago, the cars were cleaned of hazardous materials, then inspected by the U.S. Coast Guard. After that, they were brought to a reef 2 square miles in size and deployed in water up to 65 feet deep, several miles off the Georgia coast. Can you imagine going, scuba diving and you run into one of these?
No. It's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, you got to make out the subway car.
Yeah,
there.
It's found a new life.
All right, archaeologists have made a historic find in Egypt. An excavation in the port city of Damietta has uncovered 63 ancient tombs along with gold, artifacts, coins, and pottery. Authorities believe the relics date back more than 2,500 years.
This excavation of this site has been going on for years now. It's considered a necropolis, an ancient burial site, and this one in particular held the remains of wealthy people and those important to society at the time. The bodies were buried with gold foil figures showing religious symbols and ancient Egyptian idols.
Probably not kings, though, because they get the pyramids, right?
Yeah, that's amazing that something that old is just being found.
Yeah. We'll be right back.
Thanks so much for watching the News at 6.
See you on the Night Beat.